In 2024, Mutt became the song that introduced a lot of people to Leon Thomas, but for many listeners, it felt like a breakthrough moment. But the truth is, Leon Thomas had been building towards this moment for years. Long before the awards, the recognition, the headlines, Leon has already been everywhere, from Broadway stages to Nickelodeon television screens to behind-the-scenes studio sessions helping shape some of the biggest records in modern R&B. While most people remember him as Andre from Victorious, Leon quietly became one of the music industry's most respected creative minds. And now, after years of working in the background, he's finally getting the recognition he deserves. So how do we get here? Well, without further ado, this is the rise of Leon Thomas. Before we begin, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. It costs free $99, it helps out the channel, and you'll have zero regrets doing it. So without further ado, on to our feature presentation. Leon George Thomas III was born on August 1st, 1933 in Brooklyn, New York. From an early age, music and performance was already a huge part of his life. Growing up in New York surrounded Leon with creativity, culture, and entertainment, making the arts feel almost impossible to avoid. One of Leon's biggest influences was his grandfather, John Anthony, an opera singer who appeared on the 1976 Broadway production of Porgy and Bess and Jimmy. Music also ran through other parts of his family. His stepfather even played guitar for legendary blues artist B.B. King. Leon later recalled doing homework backstage while his parents performed in front of a packed crowd. Watching the music, the lights, and the audience reactions left a huge impression on him. To Leon, entertainment wasn't just something fun to watch, it felt like home. And before long, it became something he wanted to be a part of himself. At just 10 years old, Leon Thomas landed his first major role, and it was a huge one. Leon was cast as young Simba in the Broadway production of Lion King, officially beginning his professional career in entertainment. For most kids, performing on Broadway will be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. For Leon, it was only the beginning. After his run in The Lion King, he continued building an impressive theater resume with productions like Caroline or Change and The Color Purple. But Leon's career was still expanded beyond the stage. In 2007, he landed his first film role in August Rush. For the role, Leon had to learn to play guitar, an instrument that would later become an important part of his music identity. More importantly, the experience sparked something creative in him. Working on August Rush inspired Leon to explore songwriting, helping lay the foundation for the artist he would eventually become. By the age of 13, Leon Thomas caught the attention of Nickelodeon. Leon signed a development deal with the network, which also included a contract with Columbia Records, an early sign that both television and music were becoming a major part of his future. His first work with Nickelodeon came as the singing voice of Tyrone on the children's series The Backyardigans. Around the same time, he also made appearances on shows like Just Jordan, iCarly, and Just for Kicks, but everything changed in 2010. Leon landed his breakout role as Andre Harris on Victorious, a sitcom that centered around a group of talented students attending the fictional Hollywood Arts High School. Although the series starred Victoria Justice, most of the show's popularity came from its supporting cast, which included talents like Daniela Monet, Elizabeth Gillies, and Ariana Grande. Andre Harris quickly became a fan favorite. He was known as a gifted musician of the group, calm, talented, and laid back. But while Andre stayed relaxed most of the times, his grandmother often brought chaos and comedy to his scenes. Leon was considered a natural fit for the role, largely because of his years of musical and stage experience on Broadway. And while starring on Victorious, Leon also began to focus more seriously on his own music career. In 2012, he released his first mixtape, Metro Hearts, giving fans an early look at the artistry and songwriting style he will continue developing in the years ahead. Victorious came to an end in 2013 after 4 seasons, closing an important chapter in Leon Thomas's career. But instead of immediately searching for another major acting role, Leon decided to move in a different direction. He stepped behind the scenes. Rather than focusing on television, Leon began dedicating more of his time to songwriting and production, wanting to establish himself as a serious musician outside of his Nickelodeon image. During this period, he teamed up with producer Christopher Reddick Tynes to perform the production duo The Rascals. The partnership quickly opened doors within the music industry. One of Leon's earliest major songwriting opportunities came through his former Victorious co-star Ariana Grande. Leon contributed 4 songs to her debut album Yours Truly, and also produced her cover of Last Christmas for the Christmas Kisses EP. For many people, this marked the beginning of Leon Thomas' transition from television actor to respected music creator. But he still continued developing his own artistry as well. In 2014, Leon released his second mixtape, Vibes, further showcasing his blend of R&B, soul, and alternative influences. Then in 2015, Leon added another important accomplishment to his resume. He worked with legendary artists Toni Braxton and Babyface on their collaborative album Love, Marriage, and Divorce, contributing to the song I'd Rather Be Broke. The project would go on to win a Grammy Award, giving Leon an early connection to the Grammy-winning music long before earning one himself. That's not to say Leon Thomas completely walked away from acting. Even while building his music career behind the scenes, Leon continued to act. Leon still continued taking on select films and television roles. He appeared on the pilot episode of Fear of the Walking Dead, showing he still has a presence in Hollywood outside of music. Then in 2017, Leon landed another important acting opportunity when he joined the New Edition story. Leon served as the singing voice for artist Bobby Brown, while actor Woody McClain portrayed the physical scenes. The role fit Leon perfectly. Not only did it allow him to combine acting with music, but it also reminded audience just how versatile he really was. His work was praised enough that he returned the following year to reprise his vocal role in the Bobby Brown miniseries. That same year, Leon also appeared in Detroit, the historical drama centered around the 1967 Detroit riots. In the film, he played a member of legendary R&B group The Dramatics. By this point, Leon's career had become a balance between acting, songwriting, and production. Then, in 2018, he officially took another step forward as a solo artist with the release of his debut EP, Genesis. But while Leon was slowly building his own catalog, his behind-the-scenes resume continued to grow even faster. He earned a songwriting credit on Ella Mai's song Not Another Love Song, and later contributed production work to Ariana Grande's Position album, producing the songs Safety Net featuring Ty Dolla $ign and Nasty. But arguably, his biggest production breakthrough came through Drake's album Certified Lover Boy. Leon contributed to 3 tracks: In the Bible featuring Lil Durk and Giveon, Love All featuring Jay-Z, and Pipe Down. At this point, Leon Thomas was no longer just a former child actor trying music, he was becoming one of the industry's most respected creative collaborators. As Leon Thomas' reputation in the music industry continued to grow, he soon started to work closely with rising R&B star Giveon. Leon either wrote or produced nearly half of Giveon's album, Give or Take, including one of the project's standout tracks, For Tonight. By this point, Leon was no longer an upcoming producer, he was becoming an established name behind some of modern R&B's biggest records. But in 2022, his career reached an entirely different level. In December that year, SZA released her massively successful album, SOS. Among the standout tracks was Snooze, a smooth and emotional record that Leon both wrote and produced. At first, Snooze wasn't the biggest song on the album, but over time, it slowly transformed into one of the defining hits of 2023. The track climbed all the way to number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100, only being blocked from the top spot by Paint the Town Red by Doja Cat. And then came the Grammys. Snooze won Best R&B Song, giving SZA another major career achievement, but because Leon's songwriting and production work, it also earned him his very first Grammy Award. After years of quietly building behind the scenes, Leon Thomas had officially reached the highest level of the music industry. And while all of this was happening, Leon was still continuing to grow as a solo artist himself. In 2023, he released his first full-length studio album under Universal Motown, Electric Dusk. The project further showcased his blend of alternative R&B, soul, and atmospheric production, proving that Leon wasn't just capable of creating hits for other artists, he could create a world of his own too. Following the success of Electric Dusk, Leon Thomas returned to work on what would be his biggest project of his solo career. The result was Mutt, released in September 2024. Almost immediately, the album received widespread critical acclaim, with many critics and fans calling it one of the best R&B albums of the year. But while the project earned respect early on, its biggest moment was still ahead. By 2025, the album's title track started to build serious momentum. One of the biggest turning points came after Leon performed the song during his appearance on NPR's Tiny Desk concert series. The The performance introduced the track to an even wider audience and helped fuel its growing popularity online. As the year continued, the song only became bigger. Additional live performance, strong word of mouth, and remixes that featured Freddie Gibbs and Chris Brown helped push the record into mainstream success. By the end of 2025, Mutt had officially become Leon Thomas' biggest hit as a solo artist. The song peaked at number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100 while reaching number 1 on the R&B charts.
I said, baby, I'm a dog, I'm a mutt. I'm a dog, I'm a mutt.
In August 2025, Leon Thomas released a special Tiny Desk version of the song, a move many fans believed was connecting to Grammy eligibility rules for the upcoming awards season. And when the 2026 Grammy nominations were announced, Leon Thomas was subtly one of the night's biggest names. He earned 5 nominations, which included Best New Artist and Album of the Year. For someone who has spent years working quietly behind the scenes, the moment felt surreal. Then came the wins. Leon took home 2 Grammy Awards, with Best Traditional R&B Performance for Vibes Don't Lie and Best R&B Album for Mutt. Mutt eventually earned him a gold certification in 2025. More than a decade after first becoming known on Nickelodeon, Leon Thomas had fully reinvented himself, not just a producer, not just a songwriter, but as one of the defining voices in modern R&B. By 2026, Leon Thomas was no longer a respected songwriter or producer behind the scenes. He had officially become a star in his own right. That year, Leon teamed up with Wale on the song Dirt on My Shoes, and later was announced as an opening act for Bruno Mars' The Romantic Stadium Tour. And that's where Leon Thomas stands today. From a Broadway kid in Brooklyn, to a Nickelodeon star, to one of the most respected creators, not just in R&B, but in music overall. But what makes his story even more impressive is that it never happened overnight. Every stage of his career built toward the next. The Broadway experience, acting roles, singing sessions, the songwriting sessions, the years spent behind the scenes, all of it helped shape the artist the world is finally recognizing today. And the best part, his story feels like it's being written. Much like Victoria Monet, another artist whose rise came after years of behind the scenes work, Leon Thomas represents a different kind of success story, one built on patience, growth, and consistency. And if the last few years are any indication, the rise of Leon Thomas may only be getting started. And that concludes the rise of Leon Thomas. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Please hype, like, and comment, and subscribe, as majority of you watching this video aren't subscribed. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. The following was a JGTV production. Thanks for watching.